T plus 40 seconds. It's one hell of a sight from here. We see it arcing right over top of us. We see 33 out of 33 Raptor engines lit on Super Heavy as it starts to ascend skyward. Coming up on maximum aerodynamic pressure, then only about a minute and a half until we get into hot staging. All right, hot staging, about 30 seconds. And definitely keep an eye on which way the booster peak, that engine view, booster doing the boost back. Chris, how's it looking over there in Hawthorne, man?
Its last two launches ended in huge explosions, scattering debris across the Caribbean. On Tuesday, SpaceX's giant Starship at least did somewhat better. A ninth test flight saw the rocket roar into space without blowing up, but then things started to go wrong. After separating from the Starship, the booster section lost contact with operators and plunged into the sea. The company had planned for it to make a controlled splashdown. Meanwhile, the Starship continued into space, but began to spin uncontrollably. It also failed to deploy 8 mock satellites in a test of its payload dispenser. A SpaceX staffer said the test was not looking great, but said the company had still achieved many of its objectives for the launch. In a post on X, boss Elon Musk said there was a lot of good data to review. The Starship is key to his goal of developing a reusable launch system that can take humans to the Moon and Mars. Musk also sees Starship as eventually replacing SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets, which dominate the market for satellite launches. Now he's unlikely to be daunted by the latest less-than-total success. SpaceX is built on a strategy of aggressive flight testing. It pushes its spacecraft to the point of failure, then works on improvements through a process of repetition. The firm says the Starship models that have flown this year already feature huge upgrades over earlier iterations.
Only one way to really prove it out, and that's to get real-world data. So here comes Super Heavy. It should be, the cool part is when we get to re-entry, it's going to be daytime.
Yes, and we did that on purpose so that we can get some live daytime views as ship is returning back to Earth.
This is a contingency that is planned for, and we clear the zones in the Indian Ocean where these entries could take place. So we're not going to come down exactly where we would have had nothing happened, but we do clear a tremendous amount of space out in the Indian Ocean in the event that we run into this. We understand that. Getting some video back soon. There we go. So this is a view essentially on the top part of Starship. You're looking up at the payload bay and towards the nose cone. So views are going to be a little bit scarce potentially, as again we are in essentially a tumble. We had lost that attitude control. So Starlink, when it's able to connect, able to feed this down. We are at the phase where we would expect entry to start within the next minute or so. So we are entering uncontrolled, but again, we're entering into an airspace and a sea space that is cleared and monitored in advance of launch and before we get to this phase.
And with the views that we are able to see, you are seeing a lot of that plasma build up. During re-entry, we do expect the vehicle to see about 1,400 degrees Celsius.
偷偷告诉大家，我最近发现了新法宝 Royal Face 逆时奇迹系列，它有活肤露、全效精华，还有精华霜。尤其我皮肤比较偏干，所以我非常的注重保湿。保湿做得好，肌肤自然烹润。提亮肤色更年轻，抚平皱纹超有感。 而且气色变好。用心保养，每天都更美丽。美吧。